So, for someone considering a mortgage under this minority view, what does this actually mean in practice? Is it like a carte blanche approval, or are there very specific, stringent criteria they must satisfy?
Oh, it is emphatically not a blanket approval. Not at all. This allowance is considered a ruksha, which is a restricted concession or dispensation, and it applies only if all of the following four strict conditions are met. First, and paramount, the house must be intended for the buyer's primary residence. This excludes properties bought for investment, speculative purposes, or as secondary homes. That's key. Second, the buyer must genuinely not own another suitable home, meaning they are truly without adequate housing. This prevents those who already have proper shelter from exploiting the concession. Third, the buyer must clearly lack the surplus funds to purchase a home outright without resorting to interest-based financing. So if they have the means to buy a home with cash or through a fully compliant non-interest method, they simply cannot utilize this concession. And finally, number four, all permissible and practical alternatives. This includes renting without extreme and demonstrable hardship or utilizing any available Sharia-compliant financing options. Must have been thoroughly explored and exhausted. This last condition really ensures that the conventional mortgage is truly a last resort, not a first choice.
Okay, it's crystal clear then that this is a highly conditional and limited exception. It's designed to mitigate severe hardship rather than to offer general permissibility. And if, under these very specific and exceptional circumstances, a mortgage is taken, what then? Is the religious obligation considered fulfilled, or are there further requirements or maybe ethical considerations?
Yet there's a very clear religious and legal obligation for the individual to repay that loan as quickly as possible, ASAP. This directive is rooted in a fundamental legal maxim in Islamic law. Necessity is measured by its extent. The principle here is that once the dire necessity or widespread hardship that initially justified the exception is addressed, one must minimize their continued involvement in the prohibited transaction. Therefore, the goal is to reduce both the duration of involvement in the interest-bearing contract and the total amount of interest paid, down to the absolute minimum necessary. This active effort to quickly extricate oneself from the transaction is considered an act of repentance, or tawbah, and it reflects the deep commitment to rectifying the situation and moving back towards full compliance with the core prohibition as swiftly as possible. It really underscores that even an exception comes with ongoing responsibilities.
That's